And we're recording. Hi, everybody. It is Monday. It's the first Monday of the month, and it is our celebration night for Coaches Opt for Change. You guys, we had a phenomenal November. Not only did we add 16 new coaches to our team, which is great. We're just multiplying. So that's that many people, more people getting healthy. But we had 16 people rank up in our organization. And a rank up, if you're new to Optavia, just simply means that it's a representation of how many people and clients and or coaches or combination that you are helping. So I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for everyone to speak. So what we do is when somebody joins our organization, the first time they achieve a rank up, if that's senior coach, or we've got several people on this call that blew right past senior coach, they get to speak. And then the next time you get to speak as a coach is when you reach executive director, and we have a few of those on the call tonight too. So Julie, I'm going to turn it right over to you to introduce our first senior coach.
Hey guys, yeah, I get to introduce Katie. She is just been a blast to work with, and she and I have known each other for several years, and you maybe got to meet her at convention this summer, and she kind of came back to Charlotte ready to roll, and so it's been a blast. And Katie, go ahead and share.
Hey guys, I am so happy that I'm finally a senior coach. Oh my God. But I just feel that my biggest takeaway from this has been that my mindset and everything changed, but it didn't change till October. And my first client was June 25th. So I think it was just a busy summer, moving 4 people, just mindset. And then Julie asked me a question way back, is she knew that I was just fearful. And she said, what are you afraid of? And I was like, what are you talking about? You know, I didn't know what she was talking about. And since then, I've processed that question. And through just the leadership training thing that I'm getting ready to start and just life in general, that question has been, you know, just all over the place. And I think it was, I was a stay-at-home mom for 24 years. That's all I knew. I didn't have a business. I didn't know anything about starting a business. It was all the unknown. And apparently, I've been told that I have a thing about having to have things perfect before I can do them. So I'm working on that. So that is my challenge. So it's one of those things that it's so inspirational when people say, you know, I'm so glad that you reached out to me or you called me or, you know, whatever. And I think the biggest new thing I would say for a new coach is to just trust what these coaches and mentors are saying, to plant that seed, and it will happen. And just to be consistent in what you're doing and just do the same thing every day and just, be honest and authentic and all those wonderful things that help people know that they can trust and value you.
Thank you, Katie. That was perfect. Such a great example of when you were able to work through that fear or be in action despite the fact that it wasn't perfect yet and you were a little nervous. Look how many people are getting healthy. So thank you. And thanks for being on so many of these trainings and using your mentorship team. We're going to turn it over to Meg Johnson. Meg, is your coach on?
She is. Yeah, she is the 334 number. Dee, if you could unmute her.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Excited to introduce y'all to Nancy. Nancy works with the doctor's office out in Texas and just really started the program not even trying to lose weight, but just wanted to help other people. And now she has a weight loss story of her own, and she's just on fire. She is so passionate about helping others. Nancy, will you take it away for us?
Hey, and I apologize. I'm traveling home from the clinic, but what I did want to say was I'm glad to be a part of this organization and being a support to it. Some of the things that I think one of the challenges that I had coming into it was I was unsure of anything that had to do with weight loss because I'm relatively thin and I didn't have to I had never had to face the challenges myself, so I wanted to ask that of myself before I asked that of my patients. And so Meg has been a tremendous help just in supporting me through my own personal weight loss, but discovering that and translating that into helping my patients to reach their weight loss goals has been really exciting for me. I love that we're offering this to our patients from a practitioner standpoint. Weight loss, there's so many benefits to it, and I love that we really not only become healthier, but reach some of those personal goals, just personal things, looking better and feeling better overall. And I just love that I get to be a part of this. So without taking up too much time, Meg has been a tremendous support. I'm not overly organized or anything just yet, but I feel myself reaching that point. And I'm really excited about what the future holds as far as pulling together my own, meeting my own goals as a coach now. And so thanks, Meg, for all your support in everything I've done personally and as I'm making improvements as a coach as well.
Thank you, Nancy. This is Dee. You know what? First thing that you did was so great was that you're walking the walk yourself, you know, and it just makes it so much easier to share. And the second thing I heard is that you're leaning into your mentorship, Meg. And I'll tell you a secret. I think most of us, I've been doing this 7 years. I'm still working on getting perfectly organized, but we managed to get it done anyway. So just keep going and sharing. So thank you for that. All right, Lisa Bloom, you've got a new manager, somebody who blew right past senior coach.
Yes, I do. Thanks, Dee. I'm so excited to introduce Gina to you guys and let Gina talk a little bit about what she's been doing. Gina and I have been friends since our 21-year-olds were in first grade. So a long time. We were 3 years old. And I've been talking to Gina for a long time about how she was not fully fulfilled in her job, talked to her about being a coach, and she had been on a weight loss journey of her own, had a few more pounds that she wanted to lose, but really wanted to get her husband involved in the program, and he finally did. And so here we are. So Gina, take it away. Tell us more about your story.
So, you know, Lisa hit the nail on the head. I've struggled my whole life, and this, I thought, why not? You know, and I wasn't going to coach unless I did the program, but more importantly, getting my husband involved, and we've done it together. And you know, our sugar shot had 70 pounds of sugar in front of us on Saturday, and he still has a ways to go. I'm done, but that's okay. He still has a ways to go, and he feels great. So it's been great, and I wanted to pay it forward. I want everybody I know to feel the way I do, let alone look the way I do. And as Lisa said, my job wasn't fulfilling. Well, my job of 25 years ends on December 31st. And I sat down with my husband and said, I think coaching for Optavia needs to be my full-time job. I don't want to look for something else to replace this. I want to do this. I'm having too much fun, and I haven't had fun in my career in a long time. So here I am. Probably my biggest fear has been, I always send Lisa the emoji of my head halfway in the water bowl. Just, you know, as Katie said earlier about the perfection, it's not so much I want to be perfect as much as I want to feel confident in what I'm sharing with people. And so I'm getting there. I'm getting there, but I signed up another client a couple of minutes ago, so I guess I'm doing okay.
You're doing great, girl. You're doing great. You know, off to a fabulous start. I love that you're doing it together. You made a great decision by being at our local event on Saturday. I always think any event we can get to is a game changer. So I can hear the energy in your voice. I feel it, and that's why you're attracting so many. So I think, you know, what's great about our team, I think, is that, you know, we can call it perfectionism, but I think we've attracted such a cool community of people who really just strive to do their best. And so that shows. So thank you for what you're doing to help us out, Gina, and help more people. All right, we're going. Debbie Wood, you get to introduce Vicki, senior coach.
Okay, well, I am excited and I'm honored to have you congratulate my dear sweet friend who has achieved the rank of senior coach. She is a woman of integrity, kindness, compassion, and that's the reason she is set to go really far in this business. So Vicki Meister, my new senior coach.
All right, Vicki, can you unmute yourself? Have we seen her on the call? Is she definitely on?
Did she? Huh.
I am actually not.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, is that you, Vicki?
Here she is.
Yeah.
Go. Great, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie. That was so kind. I'll pay you
There
later.
you are.
Okay. First of all, I have to say that I didn't even think about becoming a senior coach or anything other than just coaching. Didn't think about it, didn't think about what it meant, didn't think about moving up in a rank, none of that. And so for me, this whole thing has been just kind of a low key, you know, if somebody sees me or hears about it and talks to me about it and they're sincerely interested, then, you know, we go from there. But it isn't anything I really, you know, kind of looked at and pushed for. But then I found myself at a weight that was lower than it had been in over 25 years. And I found myself feeling better than I have felt in over 25 years. So at some point I felt like that was a good and an important thing to share. So by nature, again, I'm kind of a low-key girl, so I'm not gonna, you know, get into that about how I just broke through the doors, because I didn't, I haven't, I probably won't. But then Debbie and Zena, grand coach Zena, started talking to me about, you know, how close I was. You know, do you realize that if you just do this, you're going to be a senior coach? And can you do that in 2 or 3 days, wherever we were? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I got off the phone and I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, of course I can do that. It's not a big deal. I can do that. So it's really because of them that I did what I did. There wasn't any strong push on their part. It was just an explanation of what it was, what it meant. And so my advice to anybody who is a coach, no matter where you are, is to listen to your coaches while staying true to yourself. And so whoever you are, you know, whatever makes you, stay with that, but listen to what your coaches have to say and then mull around on it for a little bit before you make a decision. So as far as, I think it was Katie who said something about just really paying attention to your coaches. So that's my advice.
Vicki, that was awesome. I just love what you said about listen to the advice, but be authentic, be you. You know, and that's what makes this work, is because people will connect to each one of us on this call individually because of who we are. And I'm a great example with mentorship, you know, that like we don't push. What we do is show possibility, because as a new coach, you may not know what's on the table and what's waiting for you. And what was so awesome is that you said, I think the words you said, I can do that. And that's why you achieved it. So great job. Great job. We're going to head on over to Lauren Humans, who has 3 new coaches who ranked up, and I think all 3 of them blew past senior coach. So Lauren, you can take it and introduce all 3 in a row.
All right. Hey, guys. So I have 2 that are on the call tonight. One of them is at Disney World. So she was trying to make it, and she wasn't able to. And that was Katie, who actually surpassed senior coach and got to associate director her first month. And she's a nurse, and she actually already added a coach. So her sister is a pharmacist, and she was doing the program and loved it so much, and her and her wife were doing it, and she already became a coach. So really cool to see the momentum and to see just her already talking about coaching when she's only been coaching for a month. So just really cool. And for them to get to do it together, and just to see her motivation, and she's also extremely consistent with posting, which I think has been
why she's been so successful. And then I want to introduce Nikki. So Nikki is one of my close friends. We've been friends since college. And she has been an incredible inspiration. She started her weight loss journey actually in January with a different program and started Optavia a little bit later. And she's just completely transformed her life and is an incredible inspiration. And so she just has a sincere, genuine love for people. And I'm so excited to hear from you. So Nick, if you want to unmute yourself and share with us.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I started in January doing something different and lost about 40 pounds, and then since have lost about 30 pounds on this. So altogether, I've lost about 70 pounds this year so far. And I think in some ways that story for a lot of people in my life, since I am pretty social on social media and have a lot of different things that I do, like I think it's just kind of spoken for itself. People are like, okay, what are you doing? You just disappeared this year. And so I think in some ways, I think just that alone has spoken for itself. So there's been some of that the relatability of just making it like my own story and really flipping it, instead of being like a weight loss story. I'm really learning how to be healthy and how to do things the right way and not just doing quick fixes and things like that, but really figuring out the healthy facts behind it. Like the certification really helped me to even understand that on a deeper level. And so being able to speak to that, like I think it's not just like this quick fix that a lot of people do, but I've really spoken to it more from the health perspective, more also just because I feel so different than what I've felt like for years being overweight. And then I think that even just in becoming a coach, I think what's really been helpful is because I'm not, to be honest, as good about posting on Facebook and things like that. Social media isn't like my favorite thing, surprisingly enough, as a millennial. But I have found that I just try to be the coach and the friend that people need, whether they're on the program or not, so that when they're ready to lean into it, they know they can lean into me, whether it's just on their own health journey or they actually want to sign up for it. Because even through that, I've gotten people that are like, I don't want to sign up for it, but I know someone that will. And so I've just tried to be the coach that people need, the friend that people need, and just being encouraging on their own health journeys. So.
Love that. Thank you, Nikki. And Nikki is just an amazing friend to so many. So it's been so cool to see her. And I don't remember if I mentioned this, but she flew past senior coach and hit manager her first month too, which was so exciting. And then last is Myrna. And Myrna was at the event Saturday, so a lot of you got to meet her. And she's done the program while breastfeeding and is down 55 pounds herself, which is incredible. And she actually added 2 coaches this month in her first month. So she added a coach who then added a coach. And so it's been really exciting, like I said, just to see that momentum of discussing coaching. And so I'd love to hear from you. And she's just such a big dreamer too, which is so cool to see. So if you can unmute yourself, Myrna.
Hey everyone. So yeah, it's been quite the month and it's been really exciting. And I think the really big thing for me has been my why. I'm doing this for my baby girl. It's funny because I started the program because of my baby girl. I gained way too much weight with her. And since doing the program and losing the weight, I realized like I have to share this with other people. I have to pay it forward because so many people want to have more energy for their kids and they want to transform their lives and live longer and so many things. And I want to be able to spend more time with Mia, which that's my daughter's name, Mia Grace. I want to spend more time with Mia. I want to be home with her. I'm currently working full time and now coaching, which I am actually a literacy coach. So apparently coaching is what I love and I really love helping people. And so it's just been really great to be able to help people. And so between Mia being my why and wanting to spend more time with her, it's also impacting people's lives. And I think that that's what's really helped me. When things don't quite go my way, I had someone, what is that? The premium membership. I had somebody cancel this past month, which is crazy because it's just my first month. And then like on day 1 or 2 of the program, someone's like, I can't do this. And I was like, but what? And I realized like through those discouragements, it's my why that keeps me going, but also knowing that I'm doing this to help people's lives. And it's not about ranking up, or it's not about, the healthy finances, which is a great bonus, but it's really about helping change people's lives. And so when I remember that and I refocus to that, those people who didn't continue with the program, they actually are still making good choices, which at the end of the day, that's my goal, is to help other people. And so I think the biggest thing has been staying connected to Lauren, and really, I think I blew up her phone a little too much. Really staying connected to her and being consistent with just loving people and changing their lives. And when I keep that in the forefront, the rest just follows. And so it's great.
Myrna, that was perfect. Golly, it was so fun to meet you on Saturday, and the fact that you are not only offering the program but offering coaches and adding coaches right away. I mean, just a gift that you're sharing, and your heart is in the right place. Take a few moments and read some of the comments that were put in the chat for you about some of the disappointments. We all experience them. And what happens is as you just continue to help more and more people, you'll start to find the ones that really do want the change, and it doesn't sting as much when you get the cancellations. So I love what you said. You want to be home with your daughter. The great thing about this is that we can earn a high income. We can replace incomes, but it all comes because we're doing well for others. So thank you for being part of this. It's so great. Going on over to Lori Cole. Lori, would you like to introduce Whitney to us?
Yes. Whitney and I got to know each other 5 years ago. We went through jazzercise instructor auditions together. Pretty exciting. And we did a workshop together a couple of years ago. And it was when I was on the 5-1. I'd just become a coach, and we chatted about Optavia a little bit. And she was pregnant at the time, kind of had her second, and then came around and was asking and had researched about Optavia, and has been hugely successful in the program. From the beginning, I love that Whitney jumped in and she just got educated. She read her textbooks. She understands the science. I'm encouraging her to get certified, which I think is coming up pretty quickly. But she is contagious. And because she's a fitness instructor, and she just has been so excited, and she got her CAB bonus, which is super exciting. But she's consistent on Facebook. She's relatable. I think she's just really trying to build relationships with everyone around her. And she's had so many inquiries, as I was speaking to her earlier. And it's not about her selling Optavia, because we don't have to sell it. Our program speaks for itself. So it's just about being available. And I just think that she's going to go far, because this has been just a wonderful, it just fits her. So she's all about relationships, super exciting. So you guys say hello to my friend, Whitney.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I've never done this before. So I tried really, really hard to blow past senior coach and didn't quite make it. I'm a dedicated overachiever. I'm a type A personality. Tried really hard, but at the end of the day, like Lori commented it, I've realized I'm not good at sales. I've never been good at sales. And I remember listening, on this call last month, right after I decided to become a coach, Dee talking about sharing. And so I learned, for me, I'm really focusing on sharing. I've had lots of people that I could have tried to sell, but they weren't ready. It wasn't their right time. So I'm just listening. We're just talking. But I'm not counting anybody out, because I contacted Lori a year before I ever signed up with her. Like she said, I was pregnant when I saw her when she was on 5-1. And it took me a year to reach out and say, okay, Lori, let's do this. I had 5 years of baby weight. I had a video assessment for my fitness instructor that I'm looking at the video and I'm not taking her seriously as a health coach. And I needed to change that. So I've tried really, really hard to be consistent on social media. Lori told me how to do it. I try to post 3 times a day. A lot of the times it's 2 times a day, but I try to be really consistent. I try to be really intentional and sharing rather than selling. I've had so many people that you can tell their face just changes the second you say, you know what, if it's not the right time, don't let me talk you into it. If you don't want to do this, it's not going to work for you. You've got to want it. And they just completely light up like, oh my goodness, you're not just trying to sell me a product. You really genuinely care. So I had to get used to the idea of not selling. And I had to quit worrying about putting myself out there on Facebook and having people be nasty because I'm posting too much. People don't do that. You get the positive feedback. If they don't want to hear you, they're going to unfollow you or snooze you for 30 days or whatever. You don't see it. So I've learned those things. I still struggle with introducing coaching to my clients. I need to work on that. But the biggest thing that I do is lean into Lori. Oh my goodness, I think I text Lori too much. Sorry. But lean into your coach, your leadership. I even sent Dee and Lori a message on Facebook yesterday over a coach change for somebody that's no longer a coach, and I'm signing her up as soon as I get off the call here. So just be consistent, be intentional, and keep at it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, Lori.
Love your energy, Whitney. Thank you. Yeah, you said so much. Your coaches we love to help. So thank you for reaching out. It's the best thing that you can do. And it really, truly is sharing. And that's why you're attracting so many. So, so good. It's a great reason to be on these calls, right? Because you hear things that resonate and help us think a little bit differently. What's been really fun, I'm looking at this, we had Julie Apple is actually working from Hawaii. We've had calls and connections from Hawaii, South Carolina, Texas, Kiowa Island, Georgia, and now we're going to North Carolina. How fun is this, guys? We're all over the place. And we are going to celebrate a new executive director on our team, Lisa Edwards. And I am Lisa's mentor. It's been super fun to watch her grow and work through what she's been growing through to become who she is today. So Lisa, you want to share? Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Does everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Well, all I want to say to start with is there's so much truth in what everybody has said. Be intentional, put yourself out there. But one of the key things that I had to get past was a challenge for me, and a mindset change was to quit worrying about what everybody else is doing. Because when we say comparison is the thief of joy, it truly is. I got my health coach kit and started the program just over a year ago. So I've been struggling over the past 6 months to move past a plateau, and, just realizing that be intentional and share it. And the more you talk about it, the more comfortable you're going to be with it, and just get out of your own head, because that's what I'm hearing from everybody else is you're in your head. There's these obstacles that we're keeping ourselves from sharing probably the best gift that any of us have gotten. And it's just, put yourself out there. A couple of the other tips that I have: be intentional, network everywhere, because everyone is a potential client. And one of the other big things that I've learned is to be willing to walk away when somebody is not ready. I felt so much pressure in the beginning that I felt like I just needed to sell it. And, I was so passionate about it that people just, you just have to do it. I want you to feel the way that I feel. And that wasn't working. And when I realized that, just walk away when somebody's not ready, and chances are they're going to come back and they'll be ready later. So I'm happy to finally be at this spot.
We are happy for you. I can just feel your energy, and what you said mirrored so much what Whitney said about not selling, when we can move past that and not be attached to the outcome, and we just share because we know we have something great and we're just looking for those that it's a good fit for. When we can let go of that attachment, you start to see what happens. So well done. It's been really, really fun to be a part of this. I know you are just getting started. So congrats. And here we go. We are going to round it up with Carol Telesalo. Carol, you know, she's been on our calls before, and Carol reached executive director, but because she has an executive director on her team, that actually moves her to the rank of regional director. Woo-hoo. So very excited for Carol. So Carol, we would love to hear from you.
Okay. Probably my first tip would be, so get really good people under you so they can move up and get you up there real quick. But so much everybody's already said. The key things I was thinking was, even when you don't feel like it, post daily. And something that works for me is to post different things and just things that are genuine about me. Definitely do the befores and afters, but it's like, okay, I'm not real comfortable being vulnerable out there all the time anyway. So I thought, okay, well, I'll at least share things that are of interest to me. And then that way attract people that are like me that I can help. Because that's kind of my prayer. I certainly can't sell either. So my prayer is always, Lord, bring those to me that are looking for what I found, because it saved my life and I want to save others. And I don't want to drag them, because I wouldn't have been dragged. It wasn't until I was ready that I looked for that flyer and found it. So my thing is to be, and some others have said it, to be yourself. It is so easy to compare, see what other coaches are doing. I do think a tip is to watch coaches that are doing well, get tips, learn from them, learn from the team calls, learn from the national calls. Do go to any local events you can, listen to the webinars, but then take from that what you can learn and fit it into who you are, and then just share it in your gifts. And a big thing I'm learning is trying to get myself out of the way, not only the obstacles in what I'm doing, but to not be trying to think of how to answer or what to say to people, but to truly be quiet and listen and hear what it is they need, and then be able to share how we can help that. So I'm thrilled, and really thank you, Dee. You've been unbelievable. And one of the big challenges for me is my mindset. Just like everybody's talking, the ups and downs, whether you lose a client or you think you've got one and then they change their mind or whatever. Because all my life, I used to, I think, have a lot more emotions, and then I learned to turn it off, because you can have real highs, but you can have real lows. So I'm learning in this last year, again, to enjoy my highs and control the lows. So.
Wow, Carol, I don't even know how to wrap that up after that. That was perfect. And I think right there, guys, you just saw Carol speaking from her heart, and that's just huge. So it's been such an honor to be part of your journey. Carol built by Blended Path. We talk about sharing coaching, and she built up her level by having, coaches under her. So that is definitely a great thing to do. And then we're just multiplying how many more people get to share in this journey with us. So we are so proud of everybody on our team. Whether you had a rank up or not, you are making a difference, and just so excited for what's happening in the future. So thanks for being on. We're going to resume our training with the pre-trainings. We'll resume that next week, and let's shoot on over to Dr. A's call right now. So you guys have a good rest of the week. Bye-bye.